Nerd Room Public Access Television, home of Boomer the Nerd, presents. Have I been scammed? Or duped? Are these bootlegs or knockoffs? I think we should find out. It's geeking time. As promised, this is the second part. Technically not officially considered a second part because, well, I mean, I could have just done that first video and slapped it and called it a day. Oh yes, Ninja Turtles again. It seems like Ninja Turtles and Transformers and My Little Pony and Barbie, oh, and even like the Hot Wheels cars, are amongst the most bootlegged and knocked off figures. I think there are maybe a few Power Rangers and superheroes in there as well, but yeah, those ones are technically the most bootlegged and knocked off figures. I got these 4 figures here. These are not the originals in any way. These are re-releases. And I've been scratching my head since I've picked these guys up, wondering to myself, are these legitimate or not? Donatello, I got him back in the summer of 2022. And Leonardo, Raphael, and Michelangelo, I picked those 3 up back in October, a couple of days before Halloween 2022. I was actually really excited when I picked all 4 of these guys up. I mean, Donnie I got him by himself, and then the 3 others I got all together. I was really excited because I love the Ninja Turtles, and I've always wanted to have these kind of figures on card with their weapons, with their accessories. I mean, look, I've got already, I've already have Leonardo, and I've already got Michelangelo. The problem with these 2 guys, let me get him to stand. The problem with these 2 guys, they don't come with any of their accessories, any weapons. I mean, for good measure, I even got Metalhead, which I absolutely love this figure a lot. So I do have these 3 figures, and these are the actual legitimate release figures from the late 80s, based on the TV series. But also, these 3 figures here are the basis of what these packaged figures are. So, that being said, there's a reason why I'm thinking to myself, are these legitimate? Are these knockoffs? Are these bootlegs? I know that Donatello has the official packaging, but if you look at the packaging, we're going to inspect it a little closer in just a couple, just in a few, I should say. There's a logo up here that says Import Dragon. That's not just that, it's the packaging as well for these 3 figures. Same thing for Donnie. So I figured I gotta see if these are legitimate figures or if they're bootlegs or knockoff, if I've been had. So I'm gonna put these guys to the side and let's take a look at the packaging. So right off the bat with Donatello, he's got the actual packaging from the original figure line, which is really cool. It says Harris and a half shell, you know, it's the legitimate. And on the back, it does show other figures. It does show Ninja Turtles. There's the Nickelodeon logo up here, but then there's this Import Dragon logo. So, okay, fine. My real question is the rest of them here. Now, if you look at each one of these guys, Leonardo has got this Imports Dragon logo up on the top here. It's printed on the cardboard box. Leonardo, his packaging has himself, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo. The packaging for the original figures was similar to this, where it was every character, and then it said like their names on the side in the shell. So that's my first red flag. Then if you look at the back, it's English and French printing, okay? And it does show the other characters that you can get as well. Now, I'm not going to waste time on all the packaging because they're all pretty much the same. I'll show you guys very quickly. They're all the same packaging, okay? And Mikey's falling over. So yeah, every single one of these guys, except for Donatello, have this exact same packaging. Donatello, I got him at GameStop. Now, okay, we all know he's a re-release because I can tell you this right now. Down here at the bottom, there's, I don't know why that's not focusing. Down here at the bottom, it says TMNT Toys for YouTube, and then there's the Facebook page. There's the website. But then the other guys, they've got the same thing down here too. Okay. And you got the Import Dragon logo. And it's in Quebec. So are these Quebecois knockoffs? Like I said, Donatello, I got him at GameStop in Ontario. Leonardo, Raphael, and Michelangelo, I got them at a pharmacy in Montreal by the name of Jean Coutu. I never knew that they sold toys there. Now, this guy here, him too. Imports Dragon, Boisbriand. I got this at GameStop in Ontario. Well, let's reveal something here. Each figure has the Playmates logo on it. Same thing for on the back. Playmates logo. Yes, it's convincing enough to put the Nickelodeon logo back there. But if I look at the other Turtle Boys, they each have the Playmates logo down here. Even back here, they've got the Playmates logo and the Nickelodeon. I'm going to tell you something in just a few that you guys are going to be like, oh, really? Playmates logo, Playmates logo. And Raphael, Playmates logo, Playmates logo. So, you guys are wondering, thinking to yourselves, yeah, okay, could very well have been put on there to fool people into thinking that they're Playmates, actual Playmate release figures. You could very well be right, and I would completely understand you when you guys think that. However, here's what's going on. Donatello, first and foremost, is a legitimate release by Playmates. Here's in a half shell. It's got the Donatello packaging, and it says Donatello Weapon Bow. Nothing but English on the back, and it's very reminiscent of the original cards. I know that this is an Import Dragon sticker, but this is a legitimate release by Playmates. That being said, Leonardo, Raphael, and Michelangelo, they as well are all legitimate releases. They are actually released by Playmates. And if you're wondering to yourself, that doesn't make sense because the card packaging on them is not the same as it should be. And there's a simple reason behind this. Before I get into why that reason is, I actually Googled Imports Dragon. And it seems that Imports Dragon, despite having Donatello in a regular packaging in Ontario, Imports Dragon is a Canadian manufacturer who manufactures toys for various other toy lines. They've manufactured toys for Playmates. They manufacture toys for McFarlane Toys over here in Canada. The reason why, like I said, I went to the website. Once you go onto the website and it shows you the brands that they carry, when you click on that, it brings you to the official legitimate website. So yes, these are actual legitimate releases. The only difference is this. Donatello has the actual legitimate packaging because this was released to an Ontario market. In Ontario, you don't have to have French packaging. Maybe you're queuing in now. In Quebec, and this is where it's kind of sucky. In Quebec, you have to have French packaging. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself, but it's written Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in English. And then the warning on the bottom is in English as well. Okay, the thing is, if you look at the Donatello packaging, it says Heroes in a half shell. It says Donatello Weapon Bow. But with every other one, I'm just going to use one packaging. They use the generic card back. It says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but once you turn it around, it literally says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then the French saying Tortue Ninja. And then it shows every character with their English and French. English and French. So these are figures that have been released in Quebec through Imports Dragon with bilingual writing on the packaging so that they can get away with selling these figures in Quebec. Whether you get them at the, I don't know, the pharmacy, or you'll get them, I guess, maybe at Toys R Us or Walmart, this is the packaging you're most likely going to get in Quebec. So that's what kind of sucks in our end in Quebec, because I would have loved to have had all four guys with the actual packaging, with the beautiful packaging, because him on the back, he's got no French. It's all in English. Everything is written in English. But unfortunately, every single one of these guys all have the same generic packaging. And then it's all the same generic back, but it's bilingual, English and French. Here's in a half shell, Les Chevaliers d'Écaille. So, here's my thoughts on this. I absolutely love this Donatello coming in the original packaging. It's very ironic because he's my least favorite turtle, but he's the one that has the legitimate packaging. My thoughts on this is, if you have these in your collection, if you live in Quebec and you have these in your collection, I think this is awesome to have in your collection. I know you're probably scratching your head, you're thinking to yourself, why? They all have generic packaging, they're all the Quebec releases. That's why I think it's awesome to have it in your collection. They are the exclusive Quebec releases, and I feel like this is something that it could very well be something that collectors might want to seek out. If you guys are interested in these figures, I've been seeing them around in a few pharmacies in Quebec, Jean Coutu pharmacy if you live in Quebec. You could probably also find them at Walmart's or Toys R Us if they do sell them. And they're usually not bad price. Like, I think I paid 15 bucks for each figure. So, I would highly recommend trying to pick up these Ninja Turtles figures with the bilingual packaging. Of course, this is a great packaging to have. This is based on the original. But these are Quebecois exclusive packaging. I know it might not be the coolest thing ever, and I know it's not the original packaging, and it does look like it's a bootleg or a knockoff, but it's not. And I think that's why these things are kind of cool to have in the collection, despite the fact that it's not the same packaging at all, and they all have generic packaging. I still think it's really cool. I mean, you could look at it as an error packaging too, if you buy it in Ontario. It's one of these things that it's really cool to have in your collection. These might go for a penny at some point. I paid 15 bucks for these ones here, and I've seen some people on eBay selling them for $30, $35. So already people are starting to sell them for a little higher, all because they are not the proper packaging, and these are the Quebec exclusive figures. So that being said, what do you guys think? Are you interested in picking up these figures? If you have these guys in your collection, how do you guys feel about them? I personally, like I said, my opinion is go for it. Grab them. These are not crappy pharmacy knockoffs or bootlegs. These are the legitimate figures. It's just that these are the French-Canadian packaging. And I know Quebec gets a rap, and I agree. I laugh at Quebec all the time because, well, I mean, I'm not going to go into it, but I still think as a collector, it's worth it to pick up these Ninja Turtles figures with these specific packaging.
Splinter the Rat taught them each the ninja arts. Donatello, master of the staff. War! Leonardo, the katana blade. My cut! Raphael, the sleeve. Don't throw this at all, kids! And Michelangelo, the nunchakus.
Radical! And master of the willing pizza.
Hey, who had the pepperoni and ice cream?
From Playmates.
So there you have it. I hope that if you guys live in Montreal, in Quebec, or in Canada, and you do have some of these figures, I hope that's informative enough for you. I'm going to be back again soon with some more content. Guys want to see some more Ninja Turtles content? That would be a lot of fun. Doing a lot of He-Man stuff, so maybe if you guys are over all that He-Man stuff on my channel, maybe we can switch it up to some Ninja Turtles or come back around to Power Rangers. That'd be fun. Please and thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to be notified whenever I got some new videos out. And as always, guys, it's cool if it's nerd cool. Laters!